The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. National School Leaving Examination will be held from 16th to 22nd March. Asmara Film Festival to be conducted. South Korean Parliament approves $350 billion investment bill. Russia's submerged volcano blasts ash column to 8 kilometers. Proceeding with our reports. Dr. Bisrat Gavru, Director of Testing Center at Higher Education Institutions and Research, announced that the National School Leaving Examination of 2026 will be conducted from 16th to 22nd March across the country, as well as Riyadh and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Dr. Bisrat indicated that the examination will cover 15 fields of study and will be administered at 15 centers inside the country, as well as at 2 centers in Riyadh and Jeddah, with 21,803 students, including 4% female students expected to participate. Dr. Bisrat further noted that the main center of the examination will be Warsa School, while other centers will include Asmara, Dakamhare, Hagaz, Mayhabar, Na'fa, Samba Rehabilitation Center, Ad-Ayeh, Ala, Barantu, Karen, and Shahawad Bisrat for those who will retake the exam. In addition, 54 women who have been following the adult education program will also take the school leaving examination at Asmat Center. She also said that among the participants in the examination, 89.3% are regular students from Warsai Kalo School in Sawa, while 10.7% are students retaking the examination and from international schools in Jeddah and Riyadh. Dr. Bisrat urged all examinees to prepare both psychological and physically for examination and strictly follow the guidelines. The Commission of Culture and Sports announced that Asmara Festival Film will be conducted from 21st to 29th March under the theme Renaissance of Film in Eritrea. Noting that the objective of the festival is to revive and enhance the art of film in the country based on already produced films, Ambassador Zamed Takhle, Commissioner of Culture and Sports, said that films produced during armed struggle for independence will also be included in the festival. Ambassador Zameda indicated that 200 films have been already collected, out of which 55 selected films will be presented to the public in Cinema Roma, Cinema Impero, Cinema Asmara, and Cinema Hamazain. Seminars will also be conducted focusing on history of art of films as well as its role in cultural renaissance. Ambassador Zameda also called for Eritreans inside the country and abroad to follow the event through national media outlets. The official opening ceremony of the film festival will be conducted on 21st March at Cinema Roma. Students' Organization Week in Indomaso Award Program have been conducted in the Amhara subzone. The Students' Organization Week was conducted from 23rd February to 10th March, in which students from 13 schools took part, while Indomaso Award was presented for 11th time. At the Students' Organization Week conducted under the theme Our Community-Based Organization Foundation for Overall Capacity of Our Youth, Mr. Filmon Misfin, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in the subzone, said that the innovation and cultural performances presented by students attest to their developing capacity. The program featured general knowledge competition, traditional dance, cultural and modern fashion shows, songs, innovation and creativity display, as well as painting and talent show. In the same vein, Indomaso Award was presented to 223 outstanding students, including 149 female students, who scored high mark in the 8th grade national examination of 2024-2025 academic year. Ms. Yamana Abera, administrator of the subzone, congratulated the outstanding students on the awards they received and called them to work hard in their future educational career and become competitive students. Nationals residing in various countries have commemorated International Women's Day 8th March with patriotic zeal under the theme Our Value, Our Shield. At the commemorative event conducted in Italian cities of Milano, Roma, Bologna, Bari, Catania, Parma, Pisa, Palermo, Napoli, Padova, Firenze, Verona, participants expressed readiness to preserve the rights gained through struggle and sacrificed by strengthening participation in the national affairs. Nationals in various Canadian cities celebrated International Women's Day, expressing commitment to transfer the history and value of Eritrean women to future generations. Similarly, nationals in various U.S. cities enthusiastically celebrated the day, featuring cultural and artistic programs depicting its significance. Nationals in Scandinavian cities of Stockholm, Sweden, Oslo, Norway, Helsinki, Finland, expressed conviction to strengthen organizational capacity and participation in the national development programs. Eritrean nationals in Switzerland also celebrated International Women's Day, featuring various programs. Likewise, nationals in the UK cities of London, Manchester, Birmingham, Sheffield, Leeds, Nottingham, Coventry, Newcastle, Leicester celebrated the day with programs depicting history of Eritrean women during the armed struggle for independence and safeguarding the national sovereignty and participation in the national affairs. Nationals in various cities of Germany enthusiastically commemorated International Women's Day, featuring various cultural activities. Similarly, Eritrean community in Egypt and then nationals in Netherlands, nationals in South African cities of Johannesburg, nationals in Belgian cities of Brussels and Antwerp, nationals in Juba, South Sudan, as well as nationals in various cities of Angola celebrated the day, featuring various programs depicting history of Eritrean women at various stages of history of the country. They also expressed commitment to strengthen organizational capacity in participation of the national development programs. Straight ahead is our international news after the short break. Welcome back. South Korean Parliament passed a special bill on Thursday, March 12, to pave the way for Seoul's $350 billion investment commitment in strategic U.S. industries under a trade deal struck last year. The law implements a trade agreement signed in November, under which the South Korean agreed to invest $200 billion strategic industries and $150 billion in shipbuilding-related cooperation in return for more favorable tariff terms. The National Assembly passed it with dual-party support in preliminary session on Thursday. The bill names shipbuilding, semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, critical minerals, energy, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and priority investment sectors, while additional sectors can be added by presidential decree. On our last report, the erupting of Salvat volcano on Russia, Kamchatka Peninsula, has blasted a column of ash up to 8 kilometers above sea level, Kamchatka volcanic eruption response team reported on Thursday. Explosions sent ash up to 8 kilometers above sea level, and ash could move to 10 kilometers in the east of the volcano. Dispersion models indicated that the ash plume is drifting eastwards in direction of the U.S.-owned Atollan Islands. An orange aviation warning has been issued due to potential risk to both local and international air traffic. The Savoloch volcano, of height of 3,283 meters, is located 440 kilometers of Pratisvok, Kamchatka, large city of 45 kilometers from the town of Kyolti, which has been population of 4,500 people. Over the past year, a half of the volcano has erupted several times. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a recap of the headlines. National school leaving examination will be held from 16 to 22nd March. Asmara Film Festival to be conducted. South Korean Parliament approved $350 billion investment deal. Russia's Savolozh volcano blast ash column into 8 kilometers, threatening air traffic. And that was the news from ERi-TV studios. This has been Let's reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.